Hello and welcome to Uplift. I'm Reverend Sam Flynn. It's good to see you this afternoon or today, whenever you happen to be watching. And we're going to go through today and have some nice relaxation time and a little bit of talking time. And so we're going to start with prayer today. So allow yourself to just relax and close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. And we'll start by just relaxing and taking a breath and just knowing that right here and right now we're in the midst of spirit and we're in the midst of love. And being in that place of love, what I know is that right here and right now is eternal joy and eternal relaxation and eternal life that is giving itself to a place of receiving the gift of experience, the gift of wholeness, the gift of truth, and the gift of sharing, which we get to do right now through this technology, through heart, through the openness to knowing that indeed it is the divine essence of each one of us coming together right here and right now, through my voice in this moment, through all of you who are listening, through our hearts coming together to know that it is that experience of life that is being itself fully right here and right now, in an open sharing in the giving nature of the universe as we are together in this moment. So I give thanks, I let it be now, and so it is. And so I've been thinking a lot this week about the idea of choice. And so I thought that's what I would talk to you about today. It's a topic that is an interesting thing because we're at choice all the time. And so I've just been thinking that since we're at choice all the time, there's a lot of different aspects of it. And as I continued to think throughout a few days, I saw actually how many choices that we make in a day, that I would make in a day. And there were so many that I was just amazed by the whole thing. So, if you think of it, I tried to organize myself because I knew I was going to be talking to you about it. And I tried to organize myself into how I wanted to do that. And I thought about how we choose our actions, we choose our beliefs, we choose our thoughts. We have a choice of everything. So first of all, I thought about my actions, and we choose our actions every day, what we wear, where we go, what to eat, what to do, who to talk to, all of these things. And so those are pretty easy to know about during the day. I mean, and each night and all the time, what to wear, what do I put on in the morning before I go to work, or do I open the door, do I not open the door? I have a choice about whether I'm going to talk to you about choice today. You have a choice of whether you're going to listen to me or not. I mean, it's just one click of the mouse or one touch of a tab on your screen there, whether you're going to listen to me or not. So we have choices all day long of those things. And then we also have a choice about our thoughts. It seems sometimes that we don't because there's so many rushing through our heads, but we really do have a choice of our thoughts. And that's an important thing to know because there's so many thoughts running through our heads all the time. If we take a pause throughout the day, we can pause and actually direct our thoughts. We talk about this a lot in our spiritual teaching, that we can choose whether we want to have positive thoughts, negative thoughts, thoughts about ourselves, thoughts about someone else, and we can actually choose what we're thinking about. I have a quote here from Eleanor Roosevelt, and an amazing woman, as well, you may or may not know, I don't know, but I think she's an amazing woman. But she says, "One's philosophy is not best expressed in words, it is expressed in the choices one makes. And the choices we make are ultimately our responsibility." And so I say this at this point because it is our responsibility of what we're thinking. We can choose what we're thinking. And those, how do I want to say this? Those, what we're thinking actually creates what our life is all about. So if we have positive thoughts, we have positive experiences. If we have negative thoughts, we have negative experiences. Where have you heard that before, right? Science of Mind teaches that all the time. Law of attraction, we attract positive experiences or negative experiences. And then the next level that we can go to is our beliefs. And we can actually choose what our beliefs are. If you think about that, if you think about learning, you can learn. If you have one belief and you learn through a teacher, you learn through your own experiences, you learn over time that when you have one belief, say I believe that people are mean, and then I learn through experiences that I meet some nice people, I meet some positive people, I learn, hey, you know what, people are pretty nice. Or I might learn about myself, or I might learn about a different subject, but we can choose our beliefs. And that's another core principle of science of mind, that we can choose our beliefs and then create our lives based on our predominant beliefs. And so Roy Bennett, who is another person that I found a quote from him, beliefs are choices, and first you choose your beliefs, then your beliefs affect your choices. So it's like a circle. First you choose your beliefs, and then you create your choices. So that's an interesting thing too. You can have a circle there. Your choice, your beliefs, your actions, your thoughts, and all of that works together to create your experience of life, our experience of life. And so I just continued considering this idea of choice throughout recent days, and it's really it's an interesting thing because I hit a place where I was thinking about it a lot, and I thought, you're thinking about this too much, Sam. But that was okay, because I knew I was going to be talking to you guys about it. So, and I noticed that there is another aspect of choices where a lot of times I would think about choices versus decisions, and sometimes things seem like a decision. They were much bigger than a choice. Decisions, we think about decisions as bigger things to think about. Decisions are, you explore things, you investigate them, you make plans, you organize your thoughts, you evaluate different aspects of it. They're bigger concepts of the same, of something. Whereas choices, the word choice seems to be a smaller process. It's more intuitive. It's simple. It's guided from your heart. It's more spontaneous. So, and sometimes decisions seem kind of hard. At least they do for me. I don't know about for you, but sometimes decisions seem kind of hard because they're so huge. And I sometimes I don't like making decisions, but choices seem much more simple. So I thought, how can we have an experience of both? Making a decision and a choice at the same time. Is that possible? And I had to pause a little bit to think about this, and is that really possible? And I just kind of paused and I waited, for about a day. And and you know what? I came up with it seems like I didn't come up with it on my own. I asked a few friends, and I just kind of waited and see if any answers came. And it really did. And the answer that came was balance. I thought of the idea of balance, which is the quality of God, right? And so it meant balancing spirituality and the human idea of decision making, and bringing balance to those two, and having the idea of heart and wisdom at the same time, having the idea of intuition and investigation at the same time, having vision and evaluation at the same time. So it's marrying the two ideas of heart and intuition and kind of those decision making qualities, and having them at the same time. So it's taking pause to do the more contemplative kind of work, and taking pause to do the heart kind of work at the same time. So that gives you a decision and a choice all together. And basically it's introducing spirituality and thinking together, science and spirit, so to speak, which we know that's more and more that's happening. Scientists are discovering spirituality, and spiritualists are discovering science. It's merging. And that's really what's happening in current times. And it's merging the spiritual and the practical, and it's merging being and doing together to create a practice that allows us to have strong choices and really confident choices in what we do. And another thing, what else I found during this time? I found out that there were some times that there were other times that I just didn't want to make a choice at all. And I had people tell me this too. Sometimes I just don't want to make a choice at all. And that was an interesting thing. And I realized I have done this a lot in my life. And I don't make a choice because I'm scared of the outcome. I don't want to know what the outcome is, or I'm afraid of it, or like I said, I don't know what it is. And I thought of a kind of a funny example to share, and it's not personal to me because it has to do with getting my hair cut, and you can see that I don't, my haircut's not really changeable, but the example that I thought of was that actually was from I think my sister or my friend or somebody, and they were going to choose whether to get their hair cut or not, and they were going to get it cut they were going to cut differently, and I thought, well, what if I get it cut differently and I look better? And then what if I meet somebody that I really like or likes me, excuse me, but I'm really too scared to get in a relationship, and so I'm too scared to do that. So you know what? I better not get my hair cut. So I'm just not going to get my hair cut at all, and I'm not going to make a decision about my hair at all because I'm too scared to get in a relationship. So I won't make that decision at all. I'm too scared. So I don't know why I chose that example. Like I said, it's kind of weird that it's not me, it's not mine at all. But that's an example of I don't make my decision at all because it's just not going to work. So not choosing is still a decision, And there was a song called "Free Will." I don't know if you remember that song. It's a rock and roll song. If you choose not to decide, that's still making a decision. That was the line in that song. So there's one thing about decision making that I really love, and I came to finally towards the end of this whole inquiry in this week, and it's really this. It's that our judgment of the outcome of a choice is really what gives us the whether we're comfortable with it, whether we're happy about it, or we're uncomfortable with it. And it's the judgment of it that gives us that experience of the choice. If we judge it as negative, we'll have a negative experience of the choice. If we judge it as positive, we'll have a positive experience of the choice. And the other option is to have no judgment about it at all. If we have no judgment of the choice, then our experience is very simple. It's just a choice. We have choices all through life. Choice after choice after choice, and it's just simply that, a choice. And that's very easy. It's very simple. We just have choices. One after the other, one over the other, through each and every day, all the time. It's very simple. And so it is that judgment that is something that can always be given attention to, given something that we have the ability to work through, and just to notice, am I having judgment about what the outcome might be, yes or no? And so we always have, there's always two choices. One choice about how we get somewhere, and another choice about how we are when we arrive at that point. And so that's where the judgment comes in. We can take that choice and we can study it down, and we can figure out how we got there and why we got there and what we're going to do when we get there, and we can figure out our intentions. We can do all this studying, which is basically what I just talked about, what philosophy we use to get there. And we can use different spiritual teachings to know why we made different choices, what philosophies we were using, how we listened to our heart or didn't we used to listen to our heart, what prayer we were using, what meditations, all of these things. And another thing we can do that I'm going to end with here today, we can summarize it all down to just a few words. Our basic choice is how we get to now and how we are when we arrive in the now. Very simple. It's all about the present moment, how we get to right now, and how we are, how we experience right now. Because we always have a choice right here in this present moment. It's very easy. It's always about the present moment. And so that's what I offer you today. The importance of the present moment, how we got here and how we are right now. And how we are right now is we're going to have a prayer to just enjoy and relax into this simple present moment, knowing that it is indeed a choice how we are right now and how we are right here. And that choice is to be joyful, that choice is to be relaxed, that choice is to be open to the guidance of our hearts, and that choice is to be open to the experience of life to its fullest. And so what I know for myself and for each one today who is within the sound of my voice, that we are indeed open to that guidance of our hearts, that experience of love, and the creation of our lives which is full and rich and complete, and the experience of that vision that is calling us forward into that greatness, that fullness and openness to the experience of our spirit living its fullest life. And so what I know today is that life is good and it is very good. And I give great thanks for this word, this prayer, this time we have shared together. And so I simply let it be, knowing this is a great day, and I give thanks for it. And so it is. Thank you.